How Gareth Bale broke football and disappeared. What if I told you that the most expensive football player on the planet was once explicitly banned from using his left foot because he was simply too good for the sport? As a young schoolboy in Wales, his raw physical dominance was so terrifyingly absolute that his physical education teacher forced him to play with restrictive, one-touch rules just to give the other children a fair chance at competing. This is the unbelievable, cinematic story of a man who conquered Europe, completely humiliated the greatest defenders of his generation, and then calmly walked away from the beautiful game entirely on his own absolute terms. Long before he silenced elite stadiums around the world, Gareth Frank Bale was just a quiet boy growing up in a modest, working-class suburban household in Cardiff, Wales. Born to a dedicated school caretaker father and an operations manager mother, luxury was a completely foreign concept to the family, but his raw, unfiltered passion for athletics was undeniably evident from his earliest days. He spent endless hours kicking a worn-out ball against concrete walls, driven by a fierce internal fire and an obsession with pure speed that would eventually define his entire professional identity. His supportive parents recognized this consuming passion and sacrificed everything they could to ensure he had the proper footwear and opportunities to play on the local pitches. Every single evening, under the fading Welsh sky, he would practice his ball control, pretending to score winning goals in front of massive, imaginary crowds while building the foundational talent that would soon shock the world. The young prodigy was quickly noticed by professional talent scouts, but his transition into a teenager brought a brutal, heartbreaking physical struggle that nearly destroyed his dreams before they even started. At just 14 years old, a sudden and massive growth spurt triggered severe back problems and agonizing hamstring issues that caused Southampton scouts to seriously question if his fragile skeleton could ever withstand the savage physical demands of professional football. The pain was often overwhelming, forcing him to spend long, frustrating months on the sidelines while watching his peers' progress. Yet, he completely refused to let his body betray his ambition, fighting through the intense physical therapy, transforming his athletic conditioning, and making his professional debut for Southampton at the astonishingly young age of 16 years and 275 days. Tottenham Hotspur recognized the massive diamond in the rough and snatched him up, yet his early days in London became a psychological nightmare as he went 24 consecutive Premier League matches without tasting a single victory, earning him an unfair reputation across England as a cursed player who would never make it at the top level. The agonizing curse shattered into spectacular pieces on a cold night in Milan when the young left-back was pushed forward into a winger position and single-handedly destroyed the reigning European champions with a breathtaking second-half hat-trick. That historic night at the San Siro altered the trajectory of his life forever, transforming a struggling defender into a lethal, terrifying attacking machine that picked up consecutive PFA Players of the Year awards. Real Madrid came calling in the summer of 13 with a staggering, world record transfer fee of €100 million, thrusting the Welshman into the most intense pressure cooker in sports history alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. He justified every single cent of that monumental fee by sprinting completely off the pitch and leaving helpless defenders in the dust to score the iconic winning goal in the Copa del Rey final against Barcelona. Weeks later, he headed home the crucial, decisive goal in the Champions League final to secure the historic 10th European title for Real Madrid, solidifying his status as an indispensable global superstar. His relationship with the demanding Spanish media and the fickle fans turned increasingly toxic over the following seasons, yet he consistently saved his absolute best performances for the grandest stages of all. Coming off the bench in the 18 Champions League final against Liverpool, he executed a flawless, gravity-defying bicycle kick that is universally recognized as the greatest goal in the history of tournament finals. He would lift an astonishing total of 5 Champions League trophies during his glittering tenure in Spain, anchoring a legendary era that etched his name into football folklore forever. On the international stage, he carried the entire nation of Wales on his back, leading them to an emotional semi-final run in Euro 16 and their first World Cup appearance in 64 years at the Qatar tournament. After a brief, dramatic stint in Major League Soccer where he characteristically scored a dramatic 97th-minute equalizer to win the MLS Cup for Los Angeles FC, he shocked the world by announcing his official retirement from professional football at the age of 33. Now in 26, the legendary Welshman has completely transitioned away from the pitch, fully immersing himself in his lifelong passion for elite golf by competing in prestigious Pro-Am tournaments worldwide and building a successful business empire. His current status in 26 is that of an enigmatic, satisfied icon who proved everything he needed to prove, secured his family legacy, and successfully chose personal happiness over the never-ending pressures of the footballing world. He remains a symbol of pure athletic perfection, an unplayable force of nature who arrived like a whirlwind, conquered the grandest peaks of European football, and left the pitch strictly on his own terms. This cinematic journey reminds us that true greatness is not just about how many trophies you lift, but about having the immense strength to walk away from the bright stadium lights when your soul finds peace elsewhere. Over the years, football has seen many legends, but none have matched the raw athletic power and the absolute emotional detachment that allowed this boy from Cardiff to conquer the world and then vanish into the quiet green fields of his second passion. The legacy he left behind is carved in stone, a testament to speed, power, and an unyielding devotion to doing things exactly his own way, leaving fans forever wondering what else he could have achieved had he chosen to stay just a little bit longer in the beautiful game. Today, as we look back at his career from the vantage point of 26, his story stands as a monumental blueprint of a modern athlete who mastered his craft, outran his critics, and authored his own unforgettable final chapter.